or the most important factor that determines which seniors maintain strength while others decline. It's not what most people think, and understanding this factor could determine whether you stay in your own home or need assisted living as you age. Why some seniors stay strong while others don't. Have you ever wondered why your 85-year-old neighbor still mows his own lawn while others half his age can barely walk? I see this all the time in my work with seniors. Some people remain strong and active well into their 80s and 90s, while others struggle with basic movements in their 60s. Today we'll look at what makes the difference between these two groups. Research shows that genetics plays a smaller role than you might expect. Scientists from the Mayo Clinic studied twins in their 70s and 80s to determine how much muscle maintenance comes from genetics. The results were eye-opening. Genetics accounted for only about 30% of the difference in muscle strength between seniors, meaning 70% comes from lifestyle factors. Your daily habits have more than twice the impact on your strength than your genetics, putting your future strength largely in your control. Some of the most compelling research comes from the blue zones, areas where an unusually high number of people live actively into their 90s and 100s. In places like Okinawa, Sardinia, and Ikaria, seniors rarely do formal exercise. Instead, they build natural movement into everyday life, walking to visit friends, gardening, preparing food by hand. They're like the carpenter who never goes to the gym but maintains strength through daily work, or the grandmother who stays fit by cooking from scratch and tending her garden daily. These blue zone seniors eat in ways that support muscle, moderate protein throughout the day and minimal processed foods, which keeps inflammation low. Many believe that being athletic when younger guarantees strength in old age due to muscle memory. While this helps, it only works if you continue using your muscles. I've seen former athletes become weak because they stopped all activity, while people who started good habits in their 70s became remarkably strong. After working with thousands of older adults, I've identified 5 key patterns of seniors who stay strong. First, they eat protein at every meal, providing building blocks their muscles need throughout the day. My client Martha incorporated eggs at breakfast and Greek yogurt at lunch, maintaining more muscle than her friends who only ate protein at dinner. Second, they do regular resistance activities: gardening, carrying groceries, taking stairs, getting up from the floor. Bill, at 82, makes a point of standing from his chair without using his hands 15 times daily. Third, they keep inflammation low through food choices: plenty of colorful produce, healthy fats from fish and nuts, and minimal processed food. This directly protects their muscles from damage. Fourth, they move frequently throughout the day rather than being sedentary with occasional exercise bursts. This consistent movement sends steady signals to maintain muscle. Fifth, they're consistent with modest activity every day. A Brigham Young University study showed seniors doing moderate daily activity maintain significantly more muscle over 5 years than those doing intense exercise twice weekly. I've seen this work with my clients. Helen, 79, tried exercising once weekly but spent most days sitting. She was losing strength despite her class. When we switched her to 5 minutes of gentle resistance exercises every morning plus more daily movement, her strength improved dramatically within 2 months. This consistency over intensity principle contradicts common exercise beliefs. For seniors, gentle, consistent activity signals muscles better than occasional intense workouts. Strong seniors follow this daily checklist. 1. Eat protein within 1 hour of waking. 2. Do at least 5 minutes of resistance activity. 3. Get up from chairs without using hands when possible. 4. Take stairs at least once. 5. Carry something with weight. 6. Eat protein before bed. 7. Avoid sitting for more than an hour without standing. None of these require special equipment or much time. They're simple habits fitting into normal days while sending powerful signals to maintain muscle. I witnessed this dramatically with Frank and his brother Robert. Though only 2 years apart and sharing the same genes, Robert needed assisted living while Frank lived independently. Walking into their homes told the story. Frank's kitchen contained protein-rich foods and simple hand weights, while Robert's refrigerator held mostly prepared meals and his favorite chair showed the permanent impression of someone who rarely moved. Frank ate protein throughout the day, walked each morning, and did resistance exercises at home. Robert skipped breakfast, ate primarily at dinner, and moved only for occasional golf games. These small habits, practiced consistently, created an enormous difference in how they aged, and can work for you too. Let's finish with the simple kitchen tool that makes this whole plan easy to follow. The simple kitchen tool that changes everything. What if I told you that a $5 tool from any grocery store could be the difference between independence and a nursing home? I know it sounds hard to believe, but sometimes the simplest things make the biggest difference. Let me explain. Throughout this week, we've talked a lot about protein and how important it is to get 25 to 30 grams at each meal. But there's a problem that almost everyone faces. How do you know if you're actually getting enough? Most of us simply guess at our portions. We look at a piece of chicken and think, that looks about right. We pour some yogurt in a bowl and assume it's enough. We add a scoop of protein powder to a smoothie without measuring it. This guessing leads to one of the biggest problems I see when working with seniors. Most people dramatically underestimate how much protein they need and overestimate how much they actually eat. Hashtag the protein gap. When I first start working with new clients, I ask them to write down everything they eat for 3 days. Most report they're eating plenty of protein. But when we actually measure their food, we discover they're often getting only half the protein they thought they were. Mary thought her large scoop of Greek yogurt provided 20 grams of protein at breakfast. In reality, it measured only 8 grams. Tom's chicken breast at dinner, which he believed gave him 30 grams, was actually a small portion providing only 15 grams. These aren't small mistakes. If you think you're getting 90 grams of protein daily but actually getting 45 grams, your muscles simply don't have the building blocks they need. Hashtag the $5 solution. The solution. A simple set of measuring cups. This basic kitchen tool that costs about $5 at any grocery store can be the difference between successful muscle maintenance and continued muscle loss. A measuring cup removes the guesswork from protein portions. Instead of estimating, you know exactly how much you're eating. This precision makes a tremendous difference in your results. Robert, a client who had been following all our muscle building advice without seeing results, discovered he was getting only half the protein he thought. His cup of Greek yogurt was actually about 1/3 cup. His chicken breast was closer to 1.5 ounces instead of 3 ounces. Once I started measuring accurately, Robert told me, I began seeing improvements within weeks. 3 months later, measuring my protein was the single most important change I made. Hashtag your protein measuring guide. Here's exactly how to measure common protein foods to reach that 25 to 30 gram target at each meal. A Greek yogurt. 1 cup contains about 20 to 25 grams of protein. A chicken, fish, or meat. 3 to 4 ounces provides about 20 to 25 grams, about the size of your palm. Eggs. 4 large eggs give you 24 grams of protein. A milk. 1 cup contains about 8 grams. A beans. 1 cup of cooked beans provides about 15 grams. A protein powder. 1 scoop typically contains 15 to 20 grams. Check your label. After measuring these foods a few times, you can create visual guides personalized to your dishes and containers. You might notice that 1 cup of Greek yogurt fills your small blue bowl halfway, or that 3 ounces of chicken is about the size of a deck of cards. These visual references make it easier to get the right amount without measuring every time. However, it's important to check with actual measuring cups every few weeks to ensure your visual estimates remain accurate. Hashtag the science of measurement. A study from Louisiana State University found that seniors who measured their protein intake maintained 27% more muscle mass over a 2-year period compared to those who estimated portions. The researchers concluded that accurate measurement was one of the most important factors in successful muscle maintenance. Think of measuring cups as your muscle-building GPS. Just as you wouldn't try to navigate an unfamiliar city without directions, you shouldn't try to build muscle without accurately measuring your protein intake. Both might eventually get you to your destination, but one path is far more efficient and reliable. Hashtag your action plan. For day 7 of our plan, I want you to set up a simple measuring system. Get a set of measuring cups if you don't already have them. Measure your protein portions for the next 3 days to learn what the right amounts actually look like in your dishes. I've created a printable guide for common protein sources that you can keep on your refrigerator, showing exactly how much of each food gives you 25 to 30 grams of protein. Download this guide from our website or request a printed copy by mail. Now let's wrap up everything we've learned and get you started on your muscle restoration journey. We've covered a lot in these 7 days. Protein timing, gentle resistance exercises, fighting inflammation, critical micronutrients, measuring progress, building muscle through daily activities, and today, the simple tool that makes it all work. This 7-day muscle restoration plan gives you everything you need to start rebuilding muscle and strength at any age. The science is clear. You can build muscle in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. Your body wants to be strong. It wants to help you stay independent. You just need to give it the right signals with the right tools. The choice is simple. Start this 7-day plan now. Every day of delay means losing muscle that keeps you independent. Remember, it's never too late to rebuild muscle. Your body can respond to good nutrition and gentle movement at any age. Even if you're 90 years old. You need only simple steps, not fancy equipment or complicated diets. Start with day 1 tomorrow morning. Eat protein with your breakfast. This small change begins rebuilding your strength. Your muscles are your freedom. Strengthen them to live independently. Like Martha and Robert, your success story starts with one meal, one movement. You can do this.